Hello guys, today we're going to see how to install our steering wheel spacer on a 2022 Fiat Panda. First, disconnect the battery to avoid the warning light on at the end of the procedure, and find yourself a flat screwdriver and grind the point to make like a C shape to better engage the springs that free the airbag unit from the steering wheel. You have to insert the screwdriver in those little potholes. They are two, one per each side, and you have to look for a elastic pin which you have to push, and when you have found it, the airbag pop out in the corresponding side. Take your time finding those springs because they may be not that easy to find, and you see it was easy to find the one in the left, but not the same quick to find the one in the right. Okay, now that the airbag is off, you have to disconnect all the connectors. That's the horn connector, the white one, and the other one is for the airbag. It has a side sort of button which you have to press to unlock the connector and make the airbag free. Then lay it on the seat far from children and go inside the steering wheel, remove that cap and unplug this last connector which is for the steering wheel buttons. At this point you can unlock the central nut. Be sure that the steering wheel goes back and forth on the steering wheel column. Then you can fully remove the central nut and gently pull out the steering wheel while you make the wires go across the center slot. Do it gently and slowly. Never pull the wires from the clock spring assembly because you may damage it. Now it's time to put the steering wheel spacer in. First make the wire go inside the slot and then make the steering wheel gently insert in the shaft of the steering column. You can't make an error here because the spline has some markers, 3 markers, which force the steering wheel to go inside the column only in one orientation, so you will not risk to have the wheels out of center at the end of the procedure. Fix the steering wheel spacer on the column using the nut which was already on the car, and mount the steel part of the steering wheel spacer on the aluminium part, tightening the 5 Allen bolts. And at this point the steering wheel spacer is on the car. You can put back the steering wheel in place. You can start inserting the wires across the slot and at the same time insert the steering wheel in the shaft of the spacer. Then you can tighten the central nut provided in the kit at 60 newton meters torque, and at this point you simply have to reconnect the connectors. The wires inside the Fiat steering wheels are very long, so you don't need to extend them. You can simply reconnect and put them back in the same place where they were before. That's for the steering wheel button, and it's done. Then you can connect the horn white connector, which has only one way to go in, and the airbag connector. You may work in a more little room because the wires are still long, but they may be a bit hard to handle. The airbag connector has only one orientation possible, so be sure that you have put it in the correct orientation, and at that point push it in. Now everything is connected. You have to pre-align the airbag in the steering wheel housing and push it like when you push the horn because you are pissed off to somebody. Once it's done, the horn must have the same mobility as before. You reconnect the battery and check that everything works fine. The stalks must return automatically as they was doing before, and the horn must work, and as well as the steering wheel buttons, which they all work. There is no possibility that one button work and another does not. And that's it. You can drive and enjoy our Spacer. And thank you for watching. We see you at the next installation.